Welcome to Small Town Big Life Podcast, coming at you from the bait shop behind Grace Fellowship Church in Avis. We have Dyneshia and Taylor with us today to talk about Thanksgiving, because it's in a couple of days. And
Yes.
we haven't done a podcast in a while, so we were talking the other day about Thanksgiving, and so we decided we'd have a sit down. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good, yeah.
Doing awesome.
Great.
How are you, Jackie? Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving-mas?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving-mas.
I know.
Ready for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Thanksgiving. That's what you were saying, Dyneshia, the other day. You're like, people need to slow down, take one holiday at a time before they overlap them, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So I think that's part of what prompted the whole idea to discuss this. So we have notes because we're professionals. Who wants to open? What's the first thing on your mind about Thanksgiving?
I'm really excited for the food. I always look forward to it. I was thinking about this before we got here. I don't know if I'm excited for the food more or the leftovers more. Because the leftovers hit different after Thanksgiving. It's super nice because you're just excited to be around family and to eat. But then, you bring your containers and then you have leftovers. And you think about lunch the next day or the second plate you make after you get home at like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Right.
Oh, it's just too good.
That's true. It does hit different. It does. And people talk about the tryptophan, the chemical in turkey. But I think I've heard people say, there's really not enough in there that really makes you sleepy unless you eat like a half a bird or something.
I think it's just the quantity of food that you're eating on Thanksgiving.
I do too, but I'd go on the leftover. The thing about the leftovers is there has to be all of it left. Like, in other words, whatever I put on my plate on Thanksgiving Day, if one of those things disappear before the others, I'm done with leftovers now. I need to recreate the entire meal, but I do it different. When I reheat turkey, I make a turkey sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Instead of just the turkey, but I do all the other stuff the same. Mm-hmm. Right. So I do. Okay. I'm jumping ahead, but I'm going to ask everybody this before I go into my rant. What's on your menu? What's your Thanksgiving table?
Okay. So we're turkey people. Okay. We don't do a turkey and a ham. It's just turkey. Everybody's kind of on board with that. Mashed potatoes, coleslaw, mac and cheese, stovetop stuffing, and in the bird stuffing.
Which is the best.
Yes. In the bird is really good. We also do, did I say mac and cheese?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mac and cheese, pumpkin pie, baked corn, regular corn.
Emily does some like Italian stuff too, right? Is that?
No, that's Christmas.
Oh, that's Christmas.
That's Christmas.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, coleslaw. We don't do noodles. I know a lot of people that do noodles. We don't do noodles. I think that's it. Like bread, rolls, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cranberry. Ooh, can't forget the cranberry sauce.
Okay, so cranberry, like homemade cranberry sauce?
No,
or like
I'm talking
the
about
jiggly?
the jiggly that comes out the can.
Oh, yeah.
I could eat that by itself.
I can't eat it. I like cranberry stuff, but I don't know, it's a texture thing. It's weird because I like Jell-O, so it's similar to that. I don't know, it's weird.
Did you grow up with the same menu she described, or is that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we used to go to my grandparents' house, and had the same stuff. Sometimes we would have ham, but we do have noodles, and then my gran makes this like, I don't know what she calls it, but it's baked beans, but with like meat in it, and I don't know, it's just really good with beans and
like bacon and stuff in it.
Yeah, but also like hamburger and pork and stuff.
And beans?
Dang.
Yeah.
Bean medley.
Is
it called calico beans?
I think so, yeah. Well, that's the type of beans that she used, but that's what she would always like.
What's calico bean? Is that those white ones? What are?
They're like the bigger, fatter beans.
Is it like bigger than a lima bean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a weird texture to them.
Yeah.
I don't do beans.
That's always one of my favorite things there. I'll usually get a to-go thing of that, so it's good.
What's your menu?
We do the same sides every year, but we try to change the main dish every year because it's just us. We don't go to other family members. So, but it's always the sweet potatoes with the brown sugar, just caramelized. Just that's the big thing for me is the sweet potatoes and bread and baked corn, and we'll do like a broccoli salad just for something fresh. And then like pumpkin roll, pumpkin pie, apple dumplings.
Dang, I'm coming over.
I used to not like the sweet potato stuff because like I don't know, I just thought it was gross. And then I had it a couple years ago, and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Right?
Like, all those years went by, and I didn't eat this.
Well, we don't do the marshmallows on top because that just makes it so sweet that you can't taste anything else. So we do like tons of brown sugar and butter and just let it sort of slowly caramelize. So it's so good. Like one year we did lasagna. A lot of times we'll do a ham. This year we're actually going to try to do lamb because someone gave me a lamb loin as a gift. So I'm going to try it. I've never tried it before.
You never had lamb?
Well, I've had lamb, but I've never cooked it myself.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's going to be an experiment.
That sounds cool. Sounds really good.
What about your house?
Well, I grew up with, and the way I grew up is pretty much what we have with a few changes. Turkey, mashed potatoes. I grew up with homemade noodles, where they're all day, they're rolled out, they're made with the flour and the dough. Dressing, homemade, nothing ever from a box. And so that's the kind of stuff, and that's what we still have. Now, I make the dressing from my grandma, which went to my mom, which now people ask me to make for them. I cook some things, but I don't. But that is like, we were invited to Thanksgiving. For the first time, we said yes. We always say no because I don't want to go to somebody's house where they eat weird food.
Yeah,
right.
And then pretend I'm supposed to like it. And so I said, if I can bring the dressing, okay. And they said, okay, you can bring the dressing. I said, okay, then I'll do it. And I haven't asked them yet if they're having noodles because you have to have noodles. I eat noodles mixed with the mashed potatoes. It's one pile of noodle mashed potatoes mix.
Yeah.
And then I splotch butter all over the top of it and look at the heart attack and all that starch, and it's glorious. And so I have to have that. Now there's other things, sometimes corn, like my wife, it's the weirdest thing. She has to rub cranberry sauce, spread it on her turkey and eat it that way. And to me, that's like something somebody in a high chair should do.
No.
But that is
rude. First of all,
that's not rude.
Right?
That's not rude. It's like well, I mean, it's endearing. I don't mean she's immature because I'm let's be honest, between the two of us, I'm the one with the childlike habits when it comes to eating. But
if you were doing it on a turkey sandwich, you could smear it on the bread and then it would hit the turkey.
Yeah. She doesn't do that.
She's skipping that whole step.
And I kind of get why that would taste good, but but you have to like cranberries, and I don't, and so.
But I want to hear about your dressing. What is in your dressing?
Okay, so the way I make dressing is I toast different types of breads and then let them get hard, and I rip them in large slices, and then boil broth stock with sliced up celery and onions, and then cook 3 pounds of sausage. Mashed up into very fine sausage, and that and eggs and salt and pepper, and it all goes together. And then you mix all that to where you can see there should be marbling in it, and
like an Italian sausage or like an andouille sausage?
A regular,
just straight up like a pork sausage.
Yep, and but it's not an overwhelming. It doesn't have a meat texture.
Yeah.
It's because the ratios, it's low. And so and then bake it at 350 covered and then uncovered for like 10 or 15 minutes, and it's really good.
It sounds good.
And he said dressing, and we both said stuffing.
Stuffing. Yeah.
Because you're from Ohio.
Well, no, people say that in Ohio too. They say both. Stuffing for when it goes in the bird. Dressing for I sometimes say stuffing.
See,
I tried to sound more classy by saying dressing. So
caught.
I was thinking you're talking about ranch or something.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
And I don't do stuffing in the bird if we do a turkey because of being drilled into my head in culinary school about how it slows down the temperature. So when you're trying to get to 165 for the turkey, the stuff in the turkey is going to slow it down, and then maybe it's not cooked all the way, and then
How do you cook your turkey? I mean, in a pan or in a bag, or
if we do a turkey, we either roast it or we deep fry it.
Okay.
Oh.
How do you do it?
In the oven.
Just in a.
Yep, in a pan. My mom's got like a pan with.
Do
the
you use
lid.
a bag?
No.
Okay, so it's a pan with the lid, old school.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you use a bag?
Yeah. Once I did it, I was a skeptic. Yeah. And then I did it, and I'm like, no, best thing ever.
What do you mean by a bag? I don't.
There's like these big ass
plastic
bags to roast.
Grace Fellowship Church.
Sorry.
So
it's a big, like how they have those bags that you can line a crock pot with.
Okay, yeah.
It's like it's like a trash bag that you would put in here. That's what it looks like. It looks like a
trash bag.
Yeah.
And you put the turkey in it. It's obviously designed to be heat resistant, but everything, all the steam and all the moisture doesn't go anywhere. It stays in the bird. So when you open the bird, the juice runs down the sides, and it's like the first time I ever had one, I'm like, I'm never eating another turkey that's not cooked this way. And now, except for deep fried turkeys, fried turkeys are also phenomenal if you've got the wherewithal and the effort, want to put the effort into doing it.
That's the thing. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. Have you ever had a deep fried turkey?
I don't think so.
Oh boy, they're good.
Didn't you? You deep fried a turkey one time, right?
Yeah, it was actually the turkey I shot.
Nice.
It didn't turn out well, though.
Oh.
No. Did you just throw it right in a deep fryer, or did you gut it and clean it first? Did you dress it, field dress it? No, I'm just joking.
No,
feathers and all.
Yeah, exactly.
We even injected it, did a bunch of stuff to it, whatever, and it was an old bird, so it just was really tough.
Oh.
And not there was parts of it that was good, but it just got really tough and not moist, and I mean,
okay.
Question: since you do hunt so much, do you ever have deer on? Do you have venison on Thanksgiving?
Actually, no. I don't think we've ever had. Not that I can think of.
Interesting.
Would be a good option.
Yeah.
So
I don't eat turkey that much. Grace and I always have this thing. Like when we have turkey on Thanksgiving, I tell her, I go, to me, it's like bowling. When I do it, I'm like, this is fun. Why don't I do it more often? Right. And she, we both agree. Why do we only do this once a year? Because we like turkey. So on Thanksgiving, a lot of people go, well, we're going to have ham. Not me. I want turkey again. Yeah. and so does she. So we're all about turkey. And on a side note, but related note, I was after church this past Sunday. I was talking to a couple of people, and somebody approached me about the sermon and said, "Oh, I didn't know all that stuff. I had no idea about all that stuff." And I said, "Oh, well, the similar message is preached every year. We talk about these things. One year was Dyneshia, one year." I go, "But we touch on it. I'm surprised you didn't know this stuff." And I started thinking about. A lot of people, I can see their faces look disappointing when they're like, they didn't eat turkey. They ate eels and swan and deer and all that stuff. And I'm like, when you were talking about different things for Thanksgiving, I thought, if we ate what they ate, it wouldn't be a holiday. People wouldn't get together. No. So we had to.
Some squirrel. It'll be great.
Yeah. Well, that's why we talked about the whole theme of it's really just to be thankful. But the bounty, I think what we have now is an accurate representation of what the land offers once you've settled in. Mm-hmm. I mean, because they were in the mud and digging and trying to,
survive,
eke it out. So I still don't disagree with the fact that what we eat is traditionally the bounty of North America.
Now, I have a question actually, because I don't know the tradition of this, and I think it's weird.
Yeah.
You were talking about dressing and stuffing. People put oysters in their stuffing.
Okay, so that was I was just getting ready to get to that.
Yeah,
that dressing I made that my grandma made. She made 2 batches. Mm-hmm. One of them had oysters in it.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, oyster dressing, and they were both equal size, and the oyster one always went first. And I tasted it, and I couldn't taste oysters. It was so mild, and it's not like a big slithery.
No, so nothing like raw oysters.
Yeah. So I to me that's unnecessary and weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I would try it, but I don't know if I'd be like. That's what we're doing.
Be shoveling it in,
Yeah.
I think it probably has its roots in the original.
That's what I was thinking, because they would have had more seafood and more just absolutely anything that they could find at that point. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Let's throw
I was thinking about that movie Alive where they had to eat the dead. Anyway,
So
I know, random. I know, but she already cussed.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. We'll bleep it so they think you said something much worse.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I'll put like a really long bleep in there to make it look like she just went on a tirade.
Give me the foghorn leghorn bleep.
Yeah, exactly. So So now that we're on this food topic, first of all, you're the most diverse. That's what you've said. You're not about tradition. You're about new frontiers. Because you're a foodie. That's why.
Because I'm a foodie. So when I see things, I want to try them.
Yeah. I get that.
Like deep frying the turkey. And
Mike's laid back, so he's on board.
Oh, yeah. He's absolutely. And especially if we can use the smoker or try something. Like last year, we smoked deviled eggs.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, we do have deviled eggs. That's
everything Jackie makes is good.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I would never think, hey, Tay, let's put these deviled eggs in the smoker. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't even think of it. Somebody told him at his work, told him about it. Someone else who does smoking meats. And yeah, just for a little bit of time, not a whole lot of time, just so enough that it kind of penetrates it and just gives it this little, I don't know, just this little edge to it. And it was really, really good.
I mean, you put like smoked paprika on the top, don't you?
So, why not?
That's why, like...
Yeah, but
paprika's not smoky like
really
chips.
Like smoky.
Yeah.
My wife makes, she used to make, when she would make deviled eggs, she put this ingredient in it called Maggi, Maggi. Have you ever heard of that? It's a bottle. It's thin. It's brown. It's gross. She likes it, and I'm like, don't put that in my eggs. And I can.
Is it like a seasoning? Is it like a liquid? Or?
It's like it's some kind of a flavoring.
Okay.
Brought to you by Maggie.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
So
that is.
it's not. I can understand when I taste stuff how some people like it. But I don't like that. And she's so nice. I mean, she pretty much bends to what I want, and then I try to make sure she gets all the stuff she wants. So. But we both hit the leftovers hard. Is there anything, now that we're on this food thing, that you go to somebody else's house, you're like, why? They put something out that's like I've had people think I'm weird because I want noodles. Why do you need noodles? I'm like, go eat somewhere else.
So when I was in college, because it was 9 hours away, it wasn't always... Thanksgiving break was short, and so to drive 9 hours one way, stay for like 48, and then go back just wasn't worth it. And so the one Thanksgiving I went with my friend to, I think, Michigan, and I didn't do Christmas, but I did Easters out there as well, and they have noodles with everything. Like any sort of like holiday meal, there's always noodles.
Are they Italian?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, they're not. But I was just, for Thanksgiving and like for Easter, they always had like noodles. And I'm like, this must be like a Midwest thing because I've never had noodles until I showed up to his grandparents' house and they have noodles for all their stuff. So I was like, it was good. It's just, my family's Italian, so I don't know. You would think we would have noodles and stuff, but we do other things. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, I've never had noodles at Thanksgiving, but for me, it's not that I mix my noodles with mashed potatoes. It's everything on my plate gets mixed together. Or just like a little bit of coleslaw, a little bit of mashed potatoes, some turkey, some cranberry, some corn, shovel. So I'm talking everything.
Because some people are like crazy about, the stuff can't touch. And this
to me, it depends on what the stuff is.
Like just pile it on.
No, if it's on my plate, it can go together.
Yeah, but it depends on what it is. I mean, there's some things I don't want touching other things, but I'm a weirdo when it comes. I'm like this with all food in every meal. When I get to the end, I have to have one bite of each thing left, so I can take a bite of this, then a bite of this, then a bite, I'll
oh my gosh,
I do that kind of too because I'm like, if I'm eating a hamburger and fries, I know I don't want to end with like a half a hamburger and no fries.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm similar.
I just did that with dinner. I made this shrimp pasta. And so there was like some zucchini and some shrimp and some noodles. And I was like, okay, I have to plan this out so that way I have a bite of shrimp, some noodles, and some zucchini all together for the last few bites because it just...
right.
It doesn't work.
It's got because the reason we put foods together and have sides is because they complement each other on the palate. And so I have to have years ago, when I was younger, I had a girlfriend. She had a son, and her son, who was a great kid. I loved that kid. And he would eat the weirdest way. And breakfast, she would make him breakfast, and it would be bacon, eggs, and toast. So he would eat the toast, then eat the bacon, then eat the egg whites, and then eat the egg yolks in one bite. In order. All toast, all bacon, all egg whites. And I used to try to... it was the hardest thing to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to watch, but like you don't.
Yeah.
You're just like, this is so interesting.
What's the matter with you? you know, and stuff like you can't. Don't do that.
What's wrong with you?
So it's like, but one thing I don't like it when somebody criticizes the way I eat. Why are you eating that? Don't try that. Try this. Try. You know, I don't like food Nazis. You know, they just try it. I don't want it. Try it. Get out of my face. I don't want it.
Try it.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
Smells like feet. I don't want it.
It
smells like feet. Right.
2 nights out of the week, he's like, try this. I'm like, no, and he's like, just watching me eat, like, oh my gosh.
People, the try this police.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why
to
don't
me.
you, and then they say they would, you know, like George Carlin said, how do you know you don't like it if you don't try it? Well, I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it smells. And if I put it in my mouth, I'll like it even less. Get it away from me. What were you going to say? You look like you were going to say something we were talking about when you go to somebody's house and they got something weird.
Oh, I actually can't think of anybody really. Most of the time, I guess I'm, you know, lucky and
everything's good. Yeah,
you're also not a picky eater at all.
No.
Yeah,
he'll eat stuff
good.
even if he doesn't like it.
Most of the time, it's like
just to say try it.
No, he'll finish it. So if he gets a helping of something, he's like, I'm like, how was it? He's like, I don't really care for it. We'll continue to eat it until it's gone, whatever portion you took.
That's just good manners.
Yeah.
I'm terrible then because if I don't like it, I'm not eating it.
I'm with you. I'm the same way. I won't either. I'll be like, I'll set it down and forget it and go get another plate. And I'll be like, I lost my plate. No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Put it in the trash can upside down.
Oh yeah, I've done that. Or my napkin on top, and you're just like trying to fold it in half and be, you know, just
nothing to see here.
So the reason I normally don't go to anywhere for Thanksgiving is because I can't be me. You know, after the meal. I mean, sweats, couch, remote, probably a slobber nap's going to happen for about 30, 35 minutes. And then back up out to the kitchen in the sweats, poking around, maybe a couple of nibbles of something, and just absolute chill. And when I'm at somebody else's house, I'm sleepy, and all I hear when they talk is and I'm thinking, I wish I was on my couch right now.
Yep.
But I go into that different mode though. Once I get around people,
yeah.
I'm in festive mode. I don't really. When I was younger, I think it was more like what I just described. But I know. See, we're this year we were invited, and we're going to have Thanksgiving with Julie and Jen.
Okay.
Right. So. I think we're pretty safe on the menu and the food and what's going to be there.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be a great time. We're going to have a lot of laughs. But there are people in the past that I've said no to strictly based on their menu selection. I know is weird because they've told me, and I'm like, you know what? Can't make it.
Sorry.
Why not? Don't want to. Don't want to. No, it's. I don't know if you think about it. It's the one holiday where I mean, let's just be honest. A big part of it's the food.
Yeah.
So you gotta, and it's weird because you can't. It's not polite if someone says, "You want to come over and eat?" Well, what are you having? First of all, let's start there.
Yeah.
Well, see, the way that you can get around that is, do I need to bring, what's everybody bringing? I would like to bring something. Then they lay out the menu.
No, they usually say, no, we got it covered.
Yeah, you don't need to bring anything. Which means you need to bring something, but I'm not going to tell you what to bring.
Okay. All right, I'll bring wine. No, don't drink. Yeah. There's always, no, Bill's an alcoholic. Don't bring wine.
Don't get him started on politics.
The police were here last year.
Yeah.
So speaking of drinking and Thanksgiving, so my parents growing up, they had this friend. I'm not going to say his name, but there was this guy that my parents were friends with. When my dad and my mom got pregnant with me, he was always around, whatever. Well, we moved from Williamsport up to here, and they just kind of lost contact with him. They would run into him, at least my dad would in Williamsport, and he reached out like a couple of years ago. I think this was before we were married. It's probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And he was like, hey, like, how you guys been? I haven't seen you. And so my dad was like, oh my gosh, why don't you come up for Thanksgiving and like come and hang out? And so we were all like, oh, okay. So it was just me, my younger sister, my mom, my dad, and this guy. And so he shows up, and they were catching up and everything. And so my dad had beer because the football game was on. So watch football and hang out. This guy is slamming beers back and slamming beers back. And so he's just getting louder and louder and like rowdier. So they went into the living room, and my mom and sister and I were sitting out at the kitchen table. Now, we're in my mom's house where I sit, my seat, even though I don't live there anymore, my back is faced to the living room. So next thing I know, we're all out there chatting. We might have even been playing cards or something. And all we hear is, whoa, 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 from my dad. He starts to wrestle my dad in the living room. My dad was perched up on the couch. And this guy, it wasn't like an aggressive, it was more like playful, like, hey, you know. Yeah. But it was the craziest. I mean, they were like legitimately wrestling. This is after we ate too. So I don't even know where he got the energy. Because, I mean, we all put it down. But yeah, he just started wrestling my dad in the middle of the living room. And all of us girls were in the kitchen like, what is happening?
Wow.
And then, yeah, I mean, he eventually left and was fine. I think my dad took him home. I don't think he was okay to drive, but
Probably
yeah.
not.
So he was just a family friend?
Yeah, from like a while. I mean, 20-something years ago, and he came and he had a great time.
I bet.
Yeah.
He got free
Sounds
beer,
like
but
it.
yeah, no, that was
That'll do
crazy.
it.
That was probably my craziest.
Wow. Does my mic sound normal to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if to me, it sounds weird, but okay.
You sound deeper than usual.
Oh boy, I hope I'm not getting a cold. I do. It does sound. I do. Baby, can't get enough of your love. Barry White. Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It does. Maybe it's my voice. Just
Yeah, you do sound deeper than normal.
Yep. Okay. Oh, all right. Try to raise it up a bit. We heard somebody the other day, and I said that sounds like Mickey Mouse. Never mind. My brain just went somewhere else. Okay. I'm back.
Welcome.
It's the stupidest thing. I was playing Mario, and the old guy who's like in 80 or something that used to do, "It's a me, Mario." He did his voice. He quit. He retired. So they got a new guy. And I was playing the game, and I go, "That sounds like Mickey Mouse." And Grace goes, "It does sound like Mickey Mouse." And I go, "Oh, hi kids." And it's Mickey Mouse. You could be a boy or a girl. Doesn't matter. Everybody's all this. Do drugs. But
okay.
Sorry, Disney. But yeah, so anyway, so that's where that thought came from. Mario sounds like Mickey Mouse now.
Huh.
So good to know.
There's your takeaway. I know no one here plays Mario except for me. So, and I don't do it a lot. Back to Thanksgiving. And we're back. All right. Yeah, let's anything jumping off the page here that you guys want to talk about? Oh, I know. Can you cook? I know Jackie can cook. She's got fat mad skills. You went to culinary school, right?
Yep.
And so you do, yeah, she knows anytime. Can you cook?
Yeah.
Can you?
No.
He's making a face.
Well, I mean, it's not unreasonable. Dudes that hunt usually look into how to prepare. So I don't know.
No, I know. I like to cook. I love to cook.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
We don't really cook anything for Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah. But
have you?
That used to be my first career choice, was like a cook or something. And then I became like a dishwasher at a restaurant, and I saw like how crazy it was, and I was like, I'll just stick to cooking for myself. And like
a lot of people get into the culinary stuff because for the same reason they do art. They think it's going to be easy, and the school is militant. Yes. Culinary schools are militant, and so are art schools. They're militant, and you get in there, you're like, this is nothing like what I thought it would be.
Yeah,
and there's like no excuses. You got to do, and if you don't, it's stressful because people just go into it thinking, oh, I love food. This would be a great school.
Do all this stuff.
Yeah,
like
but it's not. It's a very disciplined, and if you can't hang, you're out.
Like all those movies or TV shows when you see everyone simultaneously saying, "Yeah, chef," like in a very military kind of way. Every class. Yeah.
They're strict.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're very strict.
Yeah.
Because they know that you're there because you think it's an easy ride. So they want you to take it serious. And, let's see. Oh, we were just talking about this the other day. Thanksgiving routine, because Dyneshia and I brought this up. I don't know if I've said this to anyone else. I know. I think it was Dyneshia. It might have been you. I don't remember. Anyway, I said what I said was, my mom, our parents are all gone now. They're not here anymore. And my daughters are grown. And I said there was this time when during the holidays, it was just constant rush. Go here, we have dinner at mom's this year. No, now we got to go see your mom and all this stuff. And I said, and I tell people, slow down and enjoy it. Someday you'll miss these things. And we don't travel anywhere now. And I told Grace, I don't miss it yet. I'm not there. I'm not there yet to where I miss all of the traveling. Now, everything for us is the church family. I don't have any other relatives here. And my brother, I'm not going to do a 12-hour round trip to eat turkey and fall asleep on his couch watching a football game. So we talk a lot and we see each other, but it's just I don't miss all the hustle and bustle. And that was us talking about it, wasn't it? We were talking about it's almost sacred. It's nice that you need that pocket of time where you're in your house.
Yeah.
And it's because you guys are young. You got years still probably of driving back and forth to moms and dads, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
So do you go to different people's houses, or is there like Thanksgiving is at this person's house, Christmas is at this person's house?
Usually it's to other people's houses, and this year's a little different. Well, so we usually go to her parents' house, and then, which is usually like around noon or so, and then it was a lot of times we'd go to my grandparents' house. But this year, my family, well, it was my aunt and uncle. They're having a Thanksgiving party at the new axe throwing place in Lock Haven.
Sweet.
And I guess, well, my aunt's brother owns it, so I don't know. It's her family and my family kind of thing. So it'd be kind of something new, throwing axes and eating turkey.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually my parents' house, Thanksgiving it bounced back. When I was younger, we sometimes had like, not Christmas Eve is always at my mom's house because it was my great grandmother's, and that's where everybody went. My mom went there, my gran went there, my pap went there. That's just where you went. But for like Easter and Thanksgiving, sometimes we would have it at my grand's house. But now that she's getting older, it's a lot for her to cook because you host, you do the turkey, you do the mashed potato, you do a bunch, and everybody else kind of brings sides. But it's at my mom's house, and then usually his grandparents. But we don't split holidays. Right now, I mean, we live 5 minutes away from each of our parents, so it's a little bit different. And
you can go see them both on the same day.
Oh yeah, we could totally do that, and it's fine. I know if we move or have kids, it might look a little bit different since we're toting a little bit, a little bit more. But yeah, no, we haven't had the chat about which holidays do you want, which holidays do you get, because that just gets messy.
Do you have staple desserts? Like what was that? Did you see that? Catch that little thing? Do you have staple desserts you have to have? Like, I hate pumpkin pie. Well, I don't hate it. I did like you did with the sweet potato. I actually tasted pumpkin pie a couple years ago. I'm like, that's not so bad, but I still haven't got one.
We are not pumpkin pie people.
Are you dessert people though?
He is more than I am. My mom will make an apple pie for me and my dad because my dad doesn't like pumpkin pie. But my sister, Kayla, she usually makes the pumpkin pies. Pumpkin, I don't know. It kind of changes every year. I think one year we had like a pumpkin roll, but there's always 2 pumpkin pies with the whipped cream because my grandparents like it, and then my mom will make an apple pie. But other than that, there's not really much else.
Sometimes my grandparents, they'll have like cheesecake or like little cheesecake thing.
My wife loves that. She loves cheesecake.
That was our wedding cake.
Yeah.
Us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had cheesecake.
Your wedding cake was cheesecake?
Yeah.
Because we don't like regular cake.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know it's a stupid question. Do you have a staple dessert, or are you like still something different each time? Or
pumpkin roll is kind of the thing. It's kind of, you gotta have a pumpkin roll if you live in central Pennsylvania. But for us, it's more like we're gonna have dessert, but it's gonna be like an hour after we eat when the food belly goes away, the food, the food
when it
baby,
travels
the
down.
swelling goes down.
Then I'll have something to eat. So yeah, it's usually like a pumpkin or an apple pie with the crumb topping.
Ooh,
so I don't have to messing with a top crust or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a dessert person. I'm like, I can't. I love the food so much that's for dinner. I eat by the time I'm done. I'm full. I don't want dessert. So
dessert always comes to go for me because I'm the same way. Like I'm like, if I have room, I never have room because I eat 2.5 plates of food. I feel like I'm gonna throw up, veg out for a little bit, and then mom's like, I made you this apple pie. I was like, I'll take a slice to go and eat it later. But I never save room for dessert.
How long do you keep your leftovers?
Till they're gone.
Well, I mean, what's that like?
I guess it depends on how much I bring home. Usually I've like...
So wait a minute. You just bring home stuff from your family. You don't actually cook your own Thanksgiving dinner.
No, we're not there yet.
You're not there yet. Okay.
We're not there yet. No. We go... My mom makes so much food, and that's where all the kids go.
No, I get that. When you're young, I did the same thing. But there was no point to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, So
and
I get it.
I'm making him cook it. I'm not cooking no turkey. I don't. I'll do mashed potato. I'll do every side, but he likes to do all that.
You
stuff,
won't sit through a movie, so I mean,
I'm not cooking no turkey.
Dealing with turkey. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't do the bird. My wife does everything with the turkey. I don't. It's always good.
I'm not doing it. Yeah. So we bring containers, or I take my mom's.
Or we'll just have a plate and just load it up, and then like foil over it. And then, that'll be your dinner tomorrow or whatever.
See, my issues is I usually try to save it for dinner, but 8, 9 o'clock rolls around, and I'm like, I could eat something. So then I take from that plate to heat up another plate, and I'm not talking I'm talking like a plate that I had earlier, and then I'll eat that, and then the rest I will eat, for maybe like 2 or 3 days, depending on how much we have and how much everybody takes. But
what do you think about people that go out to eat for Thanksgiving?
That's fine. It doesn't bother me.
I get it, but I'm just like, I don't know. We've never done it. We always said something about, all these dishes and all this stuff, we might as well just go out to eat. And I'm like, I get it, but I don't know. It's just not the same. It's not.
Grace's sister did this thing where at first I didn't think I would be on board with this. It was just a buffet, like hometown buffet or something like that back home. And it was on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And they were open because there's a lot of people that are alone and they want to want to eat. And I was like, I'm going to a buffet for Thanksgiving. It's just stupid. But there's a lot of family members, and so if you had to do all those dishes and do all that mess, and everyone just shows up, sits at 2 long tables, and you eat until you're about to pop. Now, granted, it's not as good as home cooking, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
And so I left and I thought, this is nice. No one's forcing Tupperware on me. I don't have to ask someone if they need help, which I wouldn't do anyway, but my wife would. And I would be outside talking to the guys about football on the porch while they're smoking or vaping or whatever. And, the normal scene. But it was simple. I just went in, ate, talked to everyone, left. And I thought, you know what? That's not so bad.
It isn't bad.
Now, when it's a big family, now, I wouldn't want to do that with just me and my wife. Yeah.
It'd be weird. But for years, this is the first year in a while that Mike hasn't worked on Thanksgiving, because usually he works Thanksgiving Day and we kind of do Thanksgiving over the weekend. So I used to go to a friend's Friendsgiving or when my friend Ange and Tim, hi guys, had their first baby and they didn't want to cook, so we went to the Gamble Farm Inn because they have a really nice Thanksgiving buffet, and I went with their family and it was nice.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to do any dishes, and I made a plate to take home to Mike.
Easy.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone out with your family for Thanksgiving?
No, I don't think so. No.
So it's just been at Grandma's house.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Oh, Thanksgiving movies. We watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles every year. But I know minus that scene. But anyway, there just really aren't any Thanksgiving movies, are there? I mean, that's the only one I can think of. Me and my wife, we know it verbatim. We quote the lines. We laugh about it. We have a good time.
See, normally we decorate for Christmas on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because we don't go
a lot
visit
of people
anybody.
Do that, or the day after.
So we'll put on a really long movie like The Godfather Part 2 or Avengers, whatever the last one was called. Like Endgame. Tomorrow Oppenheimer comes out, and it's like,
where does it come out?
It comes out on streaming and on
streaming where?
Peacock.
I got Peacock. We're watching that.
Yeah.
I heard it was good.
I want to watch it, and it's like 3.5 hours. So I'm thinking that's probably what we're going to watch.
Abe Carson dressed up as Oppenheimer for Halloween.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I had to tie his tie.
Oh,
but
wow.
he goes. Ben goes, can you tie a tie? I thought I was kidding. I go, yeah.
Because
he goes, Ben or Abe needs his tie. He didn't know how to tie a tie. I go, you don't know how to tie a tie? And he goes, no. And I started thinking, I guess why would he?
Yeah, YouTube it.
Ben's with the kind of work Ben does.
Why
would he need to have a tie?
Yeah, but it's like Thanksgiving, I don't want to watch the full-blown Christmas, White Christmas, Mickey's Christmas Carol. I don't want to watch that yet.
I had the same attitude last year, and I ended up not watching almost all the Christmas movies I never watch.
Yeah,
that I normally watch. But I think it was a nice break. I think I needed it because this year I'm in the mood. What I know, Thanksgiving miss, because I know I put the question on there because of what Dyneshia said, which is an excellent point. Do you think Thanksgiving overlaps with Christmas too much? Do you think people have turned it into Thanksgiving-mas?
Yes, but before we get to that, does nobody watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade?
Not anymore. I did when I was a kid.
Oh my goodness, we used to watch that all the time.
We did too.
I'd come down, and the TV was on, and Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and they also had one in Philadelphia that we watched, because when I cheered in middle school, and we went to like camp, and then camp you got to try out for some like cheer thing, and then if you made it that far, you got to be in the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade, and so we had girls that went, and so we always watched it. But yeah, seeing all like the floats and stuff. So we never watched like a Thanksgiving movie, but we always Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was on when we woke up.
Yeah,
we watched that when I was a kid too. When I was a little kid, it was to see Santa.
Yeah, that's
mom's like, that's the real Santa.
Santa's at the end.
Santa's at the very end, and that's to me, that's when Christmas begins. Is when you see Santa at the Thanksgiving Day Parade. So, like, I walked into I don't know where I was the other day, Target or something, and they were playing Christmas music, and I'm like, no,
I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just wait. Like Halloween, like. It used to be Thanksgiving, where Thanksgiving, right around that time, people would be getting ready for Christmas. And I'm like, okay, it's close. I get that. It's like a month away. But now you got these people who are just gung-ho that once Halloween happens or around Halloween time, people are putting, like, even stores are putting Christmas stuff out. And, like, they're talking about Christmas and Christmas music, and people are putting their trees up. And I'm just like... It
diminishes the impact of the holiday.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it waters it down. Absolutely. And it loses how special it is when you thin it out over so many weeks. I agree.
Yeah. You can't celebrate Christmas for, like, there's other holidays, like Halloween, whatever you get candy. I mean, we're older now, so it's just like, whatever. But Thanksgiving, I just feel like it's its own thing. Like, yes, there's no Thanksgiving songs, and yes, there's no Thanksgiving movies, but it's like, I don't know, it's as soon as November 1st hits, it's like, Christmas time, here we go. And I'm like...
For American culture, I agree with you. They should be separated because our year ends with a rhythm. We have a rhythm, a triune rhythm, like the Holy Trinity. We end every year by having a holiday that's grateful for what we have, followed by a holiday that celebrates our redemption with God, followed by a holiday of new beginnings. So we're thankful, and then we're humble about God in our lives, and then we say it's time to make. I'm gonna do better now, and it's a great thing. And it's those holidays. New Year's Day, not a big deal for me, but the other two, they should stand alone more than they do. It is Thanksgiving-mas a lot.
Yeah,
and now it's Halloween Thanksgiving-mas. I saw.
It's just gonna get earlier and earlier.
I know,
which I hope not, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like the reason it's like that is people have just romanticized the idea of Christmas, and that it's like, it's a time, like, it's like, it's so Hallmarky. It makes me want to gag.
Oh, yes.
Jen, I know you love the Hallmark movies, and I'm so sorry, but I don't watch them because I'm like, it's just too cheesy, and I can't sit through them. So, but everybody's just like, oh, I just want the feeling of Christmas, and like all the lights, and like going with my boyfriend to do all and I'm just like, shut up. Yeah. Like, I don't know, just, there's a reason we have Thanksgiving, and there's a reason that we have Christmas. Can you just wait? Like, day after Thanksgiving, if you want to put up your Christmas stuff, fine. I wait till December 1st because that's the month that Christmas is in. It'll be up, and then not right after the New Year, but like about a week after the New Year, it's coming down.
That's right.
That it's just the season. It's a season, people. It's not a reality all the time.
I'm with you. Hallmark movies make me want to barf. So I'm not one of those women who's like, oh, there's a special and it's a special time. No,
they're
Give
actually
me Die Hard.
I saw a thing the other day where they're giving people like $2,000 to watch 12 movies and rate them. Hallmark Channel is. They're paying you.
You can't pay me
for food and everything for you.
You can't pay me enough.
My mom used to hole up in her bedroom and watch Hallmark movies all through the Christmas. I don't know, man. Everybody's got their thing. So I couldn't do it. I can't do it, but I understand with the world is so dark, how some people want to find this place where there's a little bit of light and just kind of hang out there for a minute.
And the same subject over and over and over and over again.
Well, yeah, it is. It's the plots are pretty
predictable.
Predictable and thin, but some people like that. I mean, we all know what's going to happen in the cartoons, but we watch them.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
So,
How do you feel, Tay?
Well, I'm same boat as you. I don't care to see all the Christmas stuff and everything like a month or two before Christmas even is.
Every time you talk now, I just hear Michael.
Michael?
From the skit, the art writers. Because I watched you so many times editing. Well, I was just exercising my, and I bust a gut every time I watch it because it's I don't know. And when you talk, I almost laugh because I think of that and it makes me smile. So anyway.
Now, where you guys live, do you do outside decorations? Do you do Thanksgiving? Do you decorate for fall and then separately for Christmas? Or
yeah, that's a great question because some people have the fall with the horn and the pumpkins and all the autumn colors, and then they're like, Christmas is here, December 1st. Get the red and green stuff out and put that up.
So last year I decorated for fall like heavily. It was our first. So we had moved in on Halloween 2 years ago, and so we didn't get to really decorate for fall because we were unboxing everything. And so last year I was like, I want to decorate for fall. I got hay bales, scarecrows, corn stalks, pumpkins. I went insane. And then Christmas came, and it was just fall. I did decorate the door for Halloween because, again, first time I get to decorate the door. And then, once Christmas came around December, I think I even got to it later. It was probably like the first week in December when I switched everything over to Christmas. And then in January, it kind of went. This year, I didn't decorate for fall at all. I have all fall stuff. I will decorate for Christmas and whatnot. I'll put the tree up. Hopefully the cats don't knock it over because we have the kitten now. So she's going to be atop of the tree. I can already see it.
Yeah.
But the outside, not really. It's hard when you live in an apartment and it's in a shared space. The back door we could probably get away with, but I don't really have any outside decorations, and it gets so windy up there, so if I would have anything...
Oh, yeah, that's
just
true.
like last year. I mean, corn stalks are falling over, pumpkins were rolling around, so, I mean, it's cute, but I'm over it.
Like, does Grace decorate?
Yeah, she does. I really like the way Grace decorates things. I mean, she's got, it's like subtle and muted, but it's there. I don't know, but she does. It's funny because anytime I'm like, can I help? No. The subtext is absolutely not. That's
I decorate
the subtext.
when he's not around.
Right.
I'm like, I'm in my groove. Like, I know where things go. If I need help reaching something, or hey, I need the gun. I want to the screw gun, not like an actual weapon, but I want to screw something into the wall or something like that. But I usually do it on a.
It's called a drill.
Yeah.
It's called a drill.
Thing.
But yeah, I usually do it when he's.
See, I got the same. I can't. I have to. Grace, I'll come in and sometimes I have to intervene. I'm like, no. I'll do that, and then you can decorate it however you want. And
like I'm on a stool on top of a chair trying to read something.
Well, yeah, something from Dr. Seuss where arms are. So no, but she has really good taste the way she decorates things and make them look. I'm a hillbilly, and I have a certain way I'd like for it to look, but it never looks that way because I'm not allowed to decorate.
I always feel like I have good ideas. I'm like, oh, this would look nice there, and she's like, no.
Right. My the only thing as a guy I ever got excited about as a grown up was those Christmas lights that were all red and green shotgun shells. 12 gauge shells. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted those so bad, and I couldn't find them. And I know Grace was just like, that's what I'm screaming.
They have them at Tractor, I think.
But when I finally did find them, it was like $20 for 6 feet or something stupid. I'm like,
just make your own.
No, I ain't crafting. I'm not going to do any crafting Christmas decorations.
Do your own?
No, I'm not going to.
About shoot up the shotgun and then we're making lights.
Beer can wind chimes.
Yeah. Do you decorate for each holiday?
We don't do as much as we used to. Like I was gonna carve a pumpkin for Halloween, and then I was just forget it, just stick it outside. So
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I did the mums and the pumpkins and things for Halloween. But we have, and you are very well aware of this, we have a 10-foot inflatable at.
Yeah.
So that is pretty much the only thing outside.
That's the best. That's a Star Wars robot walker, the giant walkers from
the
Star Wars.
Imperial Walker thing.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
She's like,
But it's like as tall as the first story of the house, so it's crazy.
We don't have anything like that.
That's it. That's all.
I used to think when we were when Grace and I first got together years ago, like, oh, on Christmas we'll get one ornament for every year that we're together. We'll decorate the tree together and have egg log. We don't do none of that.
No.
She got like after the first couple of years, she sees how I do things. She's like, I come home one day and the whole tree's decorated. Yeah. She's like, look, I decorated the tree, which means I cut your hillbilly butt out of the whole deal.
That's right.
So, which is better for all of us.
I have to tell you, we said we were going to do that. We said we were going to do an ornament every year, and it's going to be all special. She's squishy and all that. Okay, last year was Michael Myers. This year, Jason Voorhees. We've got the Die Hard ornaments on the tree now.
Right. Remind me to talk to you about Pooh, Blood, and Honey.
About yes.
What were you laughing at?
Well, I used to make ornaments for her for Christmas. It was like
that's so sweet.
Did you really?
Yeah, like every year. It was like our first year, and like the first one it wasn't anything like artsy. Like
just like popsicle sticks and macaroni with food coloring and glitter.
Block of wood, and I had like a wood burning kit, and I just did like D plus T, and then like 2015 or something. It was something so corny.
Oh, that's not corny. No, that makes sense because that's like youthful and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and so we have a couple of those.
The past like 2-3 years, or I don't even know. It's probably been a while.
Honestly, that was the only one you made me. No, you did give me the heart one. There was like a little heart. It was like a heart. I think that was 2016. But when we first got married, everybody got, because we got married in November. They're like, oh, your first, Christmas, my first Christmas. And then our landlord at the time did our first Christmas, and somebody else did something. I don't know. But we have a couple first Christmas ornaments and things like that. But back to Thanksgiving. I don't even want to talk about it.
Here's a big one. What time do you eat?
Early, like lunch.
Like
we're like
noon.
Yeah, noon, maybe 1 or 2, and then we probably won't eat dinner.
No, just leftovers. Right? Yeah. What time do you guys eat?
So this year we're eating at 2. Supposedly we've done it later, like more like dinner-ish time. But it fluctuates because my brother lives farther away. My sister's gone. So it's kind of changed with me going to college and my sister going to college and my brother, coming up from being moved away. So we're doing like 2, but my mom said usually like 4, 4:30. What about your grams? When do we usually go?
Usually it was later on in the evening, like 4, 5 o'clock kind of thing. So
I would rather do I'm talking like noon, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And granted, I also don't make anything for Thanksgiving. This year I'm bringing Hawaiian rolls, okay? So that's just a quick wise to stop. I'm not basting a turkey or doing anything like that, but I get, people want to do lunch or later because it takes a lot to throw everything together. Turkeys don't cook in 20 minutes, so.
Right.
But I'd rather eat early so I can have it for lunch and dinner or bang for my buck. That's just me.
What about you?
To me, a normal time to eat is between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
For the same reason, by the time it's ready, you're starving.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then you can really throw it down your neck, and then by the time you start to wake up again, at 5, 6 o'clock. 5 or 6 o'clock, you can start to dig in a little bit.
That was a wild statement.
Get some more.
Throw it down your neck.
Throw it down your neck.
Yeah. So one thing I brought up on there is who's the communist that decided to give you off Thanksgiving but not the day after? Like, I've worked for companies before where they're like, well, if you don't work the day after the holiday, you don't get paid for the holiday. And so if you take off on Friday, you don't get paid for just. And then I went back and why didn't they just make Thanksgiving on a Friday and to solve this whole thing?
True.
I used to, now what I do, technically it's not a day off for me because what I do all week long. But I have the luxury of moving my schedule around and rearranging it. A lot of people don't have that luxury. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very fortunate. But there are a lot of people who, I remember when you're Thanksgiving, I'm off, I'm here with my family, I'm relaxed. You wake up in the morning, can I have leftovers? Nope, got to get back to work.
Yeah.
Right. Punch in the face by the world.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
No, I don't.
I have off. So
yeah, I have off as well because I nanny and they have family coming in. So
you've worked somewhere where that was the rule, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I have to work on Friday.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've
just call off.
Talked to a friend of mine last night, and he was saying that. He's like, yeah, I get to, obviously I have off for Thanksgiving, but then he's like, they're making us come in for a half day Friday.
Oh, that's silly.
That's almost adding insult to injury.
Yeah.
We just want to drag you in here.
Yeah.
Have you wake up early, come in here, and then you can leave by noon, though. It's like...
What's the point?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even show up. I don't feel good. I'm sorry. Bad turkey.
Yeah.
But I don't care if I get paid for the holiday. I want to walk around in sweats and eat and fall asleep on the kitchen floor while the cat licks the sweat off my forehead. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm spending my day.
What?
Complete with mustard stains and one sock. That's how you're going to find me.
Man.
Yeah, no.
Well, I shouldn't. I don't. I probably sound like I make Thanksgiving about like being Slothzilla, but I'm not. It's not. It's not. I'm excited this year to actually go somewhere again.
Yeah.
And because it's been so long since we've done that, so I'm actually really stoked about that. We're still going to make a Thanksgiving meal, the whole 9.
Yeah.
It'll be there. That way we don't, because I don't feel comfortable going to somebody else's house that works really hard and say, I brought my own Tupperware and it's kind of sizey, so you don't have to fill it all the way up, but at least get past the halfway mark. Because I typically eat this stuff for 2 or 3 days.
Be thorough.
So now I can give you $10 or something if that's going to help. But I can't say that. So I want, and plus, what if you? I mean, I don't like taking leftovers for that reason. Like when we have stuff at the church, I don't eat anything usually until I see that everyone has eaten. Mm-hmm. Now, once in a great while, I can look at the crowd and think we got way more than enough food. Then I might go up and get something early, but typically I don't do that. And I feel guilty about going to somebody's house when they try to give me leftovers, especially if the food's horrible. But I haven't had that happen anytime recently. It has happened to me in my life, and if it hasn't happened to you, it will.
Oh yeah.
And I'm quite certain where we're going. Julie and Jen said everything's going to be delicious, but I feel weird about taking leftovers.
Oh yeah.
People always just know to give us leftovers.
They'll probably give you.
You guys are young. You're in a whole different place. You're in a sweet place right now. I mean, enjoy it.
I don't feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, well, none of us do. None of us do when we're there. I mean, we don't. But
this adult stuff kind of sucks sometimes.
Yeah, oh well, that's universal. I know. It's the best years of my life. I was 9. I mean, the parents were the gods of your universe. You wanted something, it was under the Christmas tree. If you asked, if you were good, but when I was a kid, things weren't expensive like they are now. Like a super expensive gift, and going through the pennies catalog might have been something that was $30.
Right.
It was like a big wheel. I remember wanting a big wheel when I was in the first.
Oh yeah.
It was like $25.99 or something. I thought, man, I'm never gonna get that.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna
get my
that.
S&H green stamps and save for my big wheel.
Yeah, and now kids want. I mean, so and it's way out of proportion. People say, well, what with inflation? It's no. It's not even close. I mean, what people spend on kids now is insane. In fact, I wanted to call my parents up. I wish they weren't dead so I could call them right now and say, you were cheapskates. You could have spent a lot more dough on Christmas. What you blew was the equivalent of somebody that wins bingo and goes to a yard sale. You had more cash than that. You could have thrown down and got the big wheel and the BB gun in the same year.
Fellowship Church.
I'm just kidding.
Box.
It's totally a joke. I'm just kidding.
I just let you go.
We know.
But in all seriousness, we're closer in age. And when we were younger, things for kids were cheaper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you guys grew up, and it was not your fault. It's fine, but things are more expensive for you to buy for you guys because you're young.
Well, and
the time that you were born
and all that sort of stuff.
But you were right. Being young was ruled.
Yeah.
I mean,
not a care in the world, man.
Yeah.
Just go to school.
And think about all those years. You're like, oh man. Can't wait till I'm grown up. I can boss people. Did you? That's another thing I thought I had on here somewhere. When you were a kid, did you like Thanksgiving? Did you really? Yeah. Not me. I was like, I'd rather have McDonald's.
Went to my grandparents, so we would always get to travel and go see my gram, and my gram had. And
you liked all the homemade cooking? I mean, home cooked food.
I think for the most part, I wasn't really picky. Like sweet potatoes, I've never did that. Still don't. I've tried them.
My wife's all about that.
And I do try them every couple of years because there's some things that I'm like, I come around to. Like potato salad, I did not like for the longest time. And then I kept trying it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't actually too bad. But sweet potatoes, can't do it. But yeah, I don't think I ever really had an issue. It was just food, and I got to hang out and see my gram and, do all that stuff. It was more just, we get to leave the house, do something.
That's same as me, yeah. I always enjoyed seeing, some of my cousins and family and whatnot, but and eating food too. So you tell me there's food there, I'm gonna go. So,
well, when I was a kid, I didn't like home cooked food. I like McDonald's. I mean, I would eat all the deviled eggs and probably some noodles and the turkey. I don't know. And a lot of little kids. My daughters were like that. My youngest daughter still hates turkey. I don't like turkey. I go, why? It's good. She goes, like chicken, but bad. And I go, no, it's not. She goes, yeah, it's like chicken. It's dry. It's stringy. I go, this turkey's juicy. She goes, not like chicken. And I'm like, okay. Whatever. I can't convince her.
My nephew's like that, very picky. I think my sister will bring him a little mini frozen pizza because the only thing he'll eat is bread.
I did that too. I filled up on rolls and stuff. Rolls, noodles, and deviled eggs when I was a kid. And I'd drink my whatever it was, Kool-Aid, milk, whatever. That's something we've never talked about. All the times we've talked about food on this podcast, I don't think the topic has ever come up. What do you drink with your food?
Water.
Water?
That's it.
I only drink water when I eat shellfish because I don't want anything to get in the way of the taste of king crab and lobster. Yeah. So I have to have water because my favorite food in the world is king crab legs and lobster tails. And when I have that, nothing but water because I don't want anything to take that from me. But any other time, it's, I don't know, 7-Up or whatever. Pepsi.
Yeah.
What do you drink?
It doesn't matter to me. Like,
did you, when you were a kid, did you have to drink like milk or Kool-Aid, or were you allowed to have, because when I was a kid, soda or pop or whatever you want to call it was like a treat. It wasn't necessarily served with dinner like it is.
We didn't get too much soda because anytime we would have gotten soda, like it's gone in that night usually.
Right. Okay.
In 2 days. No, I mean, I grew up drinking milk a lot, so
I love milk.
And I drink milk with anything.
I do too. I drink milk with pizza.
Yeah, I had spaghetti.
Psycho.
Yeah.
And milk. I don't know.
I can't do milk. I've always drank water all the time.
You always drink water?
Little, I will slam water along with my food. I just have always drank a lot of water. Milk, obviously I drank it when I was little, but I cannot do milk.
Are you still I mean, do you, like if you go to, I don't know, get a burger or something, are you still a water person, or do you get like a Coke?
Well, there's like soda. We'll do soda at like Thanksgiving and stuff. We'll bring a variety of sodas, but it's usually water or soda. That's it. We were a big Kool-Aid house growing up, though. So
yeah,
I mean, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, because Kool-Aid was cheap. We did too. We had always had Kool-Aid, and then Mom would try to convince me with those stupid Tupperware things. You can make your own popsicles. I'm like, these are terrible. These are nothing. I go, the truck is 35 cents. You ain't got that kind of cash. I mean, come on, Mom. Everybody's out there. He's gonna pull off the street. Hurry up.
He's going.
I'll go take it out of the ashtray in the car if you don't give me the 30. I want a bomb pop. I don't want this rip-off freezer Kool-Aid. Stop it.
It's not the same.
What's your drink of choice? I mean, I know, depending on the food, I'm assuming you're going to say
sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
I guess we had sweet tea too. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, lots of sweet
my
tea.
dad, like we had.
Are we talking about sweet tea, like Southern sweet tea?
Oh my God, yes, like rot your teeth out.
Okay, is that what you? I like mildly sweet tea. My wife likes Southern sweet tea.
Mm-hmm. I don't like sweet tea.
Well,
do you like tea at all?
With like ghetto Kool-Aid, so I mean, I go from ghetto Kool-Aid to sweet tea.
Yeah, where it's like
you could practically
because you got to put them in the big ones, and then that much is sugar, and then you put 2 packets in,
and you stir, and it's like mud.
And then you pour yourself a cup, but then you put it in the fridge, and then
it crunches when you drink it.
Yes.
The sugar crystals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were Kool-Aid kids.
Yeah, we were cool. Yeah,
juice was too
I remember my mom. You know how to make Kool-Aid, right? Got it. No problem. Because I knew she wouldn't drink it. She don't taste it. She would never know I put 3 cups of sugar in there until she looks in after it settles the next day because I didn't stir it enough. There's like that thin.
Yeah, every time you get it out, you got to stir it. Oh, man. My dad makes the best Kool-Aid. He still drinks it, too.
I like Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid's one of those things that, comfort thing, like, I never get it. But once in a while, I'll think, you know what? I think I want to go. Yeah, you do. And then I'll there's been a couple times, it's been like 4 or 5 years probably, but I'll pick up some Kool-Aid and I'll make it. I'm like, this is refreshing in the summer. It's nice.
Have not. I'm telling you what, I haven't.
Because now it's already sweetened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually when I hear something is sweetened.
It wasn't before.
No, it came with, you had to put your own
sugar in it.
Usually when I hear something sweetened, I'm like, not enough. But it is now, I think.
Really?
Yeah, and it dissolves easier now,
How big of a pitcher are you talking?
The orange pitcher that everybody has in their
gallon,
fridge.
It's like a gallon pitcher.
Oh, like the Tupperware one with the
Half
tank top?
gallon.
You have one of those. We had one of them big Dollar General ones. I was like this and like that.
Oh.
And the 2-packeters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
See, but I know what you mean, though, about every once in a while, it's just like, man, I could go for some Sunny D.
Yeah, I do that too. My wife's like gross.
Yeah,
but it's
Sunny
something.
D's kind of thick, isn't it?
A little bit, but you want something from your childhood, some comfort thing, like Kraft macaroni and cheese,
and tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Yeah, remember that tomato? Yep. So I know I do that. I just go back and.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
It's like, man, I could really go for some Sunny D.
Yeah.
It's got solar energy.
I'm really trying to think something from my childhood that I'm like, oh man, I really want that. You see Vienna sausages out the can though.
Yeah, we did that too.
Apparently, there's an option to cook them. I didn't realize that until literally a couple of weeks ago. My sister brought some for Olivia because she loves them.
Most people do that.
And I'm looking, and I was like, "You can cook these?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "We never cooked them." She was like,
"Yeah, you put them in a crock pot with grape jelly and with other red sauces, and you make them. They're like meatballs. You prepare them the same way you do Italian meatballs.
Takes out the can, fork.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You just eat them raw out the can.
We're at the end of our Thanksgiving podcast, guys.
We're talking about Vienna sausages. Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I've been talking for a while. So who's got some parting thoughts, Taylor? What do you want to? What's your last thing?
I don't even know.
Ding, 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 ding.
He's a deep man. Ding. He's a very deep man.
Ding, ding.
I'm pretty sure the Cowboys played Thursday for
the Cowboys have played every Thanksgiving. Yeah, I did that as a trivia question on Thursday. That's why I know that.
Yeah.
The Cowboys in Detroit have played every single Thanksgiving.
So I knew Detroit did.
They should win, and that'll be exciting.
Who are they playing? All right, wait a minute. What? Are you a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Who are they playing?
I don't even know, actually. I don't even know who they're playing this week, too.
Right.
No,
I'm just glad Steelers got busted in the mouth and had to go home. I was because I'm a Browns fan. I was like so stoked about that because one of my friends was talking trash, Steelers fan in Ohio, last game, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be relentless if the Browns beat the Steelers, and I was. I kept inboxing him messages. I was making memes, and he's like, dude,
jeez,
and he's like. He asked me something about being a Browns fan. Since when are you a Browns fan? I'm like, dude, I've known you 30 years, my whole life. I said, I grew up in Ohio. I don't understand you guys. Why would you be Steelers fans? I live in PA now. I understand Steelers fans because they live in PA. Mm-hmm. You don't. And none of the people in Columbus do. You're all a bunch of punks. And you know, and so, well, I mean, it was lighthearted joking.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they got smacked in the mouth. So I'm going off on a soapbox. I'm all about football. You start, man. I get into football.
No, but I'm excited for the food and deer season, rifle season.
That's right, man. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully, get her a deer.
For me, it's Ohio State, Michigan. I'm excited about
that. Would be exciting too.
Yeah, Michigan's whining, blaming everybody. What? Dude.
Oh. I was gonna say,
so they're saying it's them. It's them against. They're ripping off Ohio again. Them against the world, but they're the ones.
Hate, but I really don't like either of the teams. So I wish that they would just tie, or just both lose some.
Dyneshia, what's on your mind? I'm sorry, we'll close out.
I'm very excited for Thanksgiving. Excited to see my family, hang out, eat food. And just chill, really. Just have some time to unwind and hang out and celebrate Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then afterward, do whatever you want with Christmas. But, take time to be thankful.
Yeah.
Think about what you're thankful for.
Yeah, that's the big part. I remember when I was younger going to Thanksgiving dinners where people didn't even pray. Mm-hmm. And like a little kid I'm like, and then I get older, I'm like, oh, that's right. It's called Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't do it last year, I don't think, but... her family has a hat. Like a turkey.
It's a turkey.
Hat. And we would always, I think it was one of the first years I was with her, and they put it on and you say what you're thankful for, and then here you go.
You pass it on, and
I
we do
think
that.
it was like maybe the second year of us dating, and it was a crazy thing.
No, we were dating for a while.
Okay, but
probably 2 years before we got married.
Yeah, her dad put the hat on, and he was like, "Oh, like, you know," said a bunch of things. And he's like, "I'm also thankful for my future son-in-law," and then he keeps on going, and we're like,
we were all like, because
what?
Have you met my dad?
No,
you've seen my dad in passing.
I've seen
met
your
him.
dad. I don't think I've met your dad.
So it's been, like you said, anyway, go ahead.
So all of it, he just like glazed over it because every guy I brought over, he was just like, oh, whatever. And so he was like, thankful for my future son. And we all were like, it was like,
we all like, did he just say that?
Yeah.
Like,
and then he just kept going like he did. And we're all just, what is going on? But yeah, that's a tradition that's kind of new.
That's cool.
Put the turkey hat on and say something you're thankful for.
That is cool. That's very cool.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to just chill and hang out with my hubby and my puppy.
Yay.
And put up Christmas and maybe take a nap. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have any plans.
Love that.
I'm very thankful. I'm really excited to be going to visit someone and having dinner with them this year, and then looking forward to chilling at home with my wife and watching football and getting ready for Christmas. So yeah, I mean, mentally prepared. The Thanksgiving part, and then comes the next phase. I'm with Dyneshia though. I think December 1st that's the month it's in. That's the way you should look at it.
Yeah, we've just always done it Thanksgiving weekend because of his work schedule.
So we put the tree up.
Yeah.
Well, Grace went ahead and put the tree up a couple days ago, which is really what I call the cat jungle. Because the cats are like, cool, outdoors or indoors, let's get some.
Yeah.
So it's time to party. All right, well, that's all we got this week. Thank you guys so much. Always love talking to you both. So,
Yay.
all right,
That's
our wrap.